Hey friends, today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with name brand wigs. This is Sound Mono Part, a brand new style by 𝘠Villae in the color Tobacco Rooted, one of my favorite 𝘠Villae colors. This is a high heat friendly wig in a really unique style with a very unique lace front. If you want to know more, stick around. I would like to thank name brand wigs for sending me Sound Mono Part to share with all of you guys. I'm really excited to bring you new styles, tell you all about it, and my impressions. If you have never visited name brand wigs before, you can find their website at namebrandwigs.com. I do have this piece linked below and a coupon code to save you money. They're a wonderful online retailer and they carry all the major name brands. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. It's a unique one, that is for sure. We have got these flippy waves all throughout this piece. Because this is heat friendly, you can absolutely tame these flippies down. If you get it and decide you don't really like all the wild flippies, you can use a hot air brush, a hot comb. You can definitely do some modifications to make this piece your own. You can also add more curl. If you really like this but you wish the curl started higher up, you could take a heat tool and add curl to this. So really, this one will be super versatile and easy to make your own. I said in the beginning that this has a really unique lace front. Let's take a look at what I mean. You can see just this. That is all we've got for a lace front. The transition to cap starts there and there. So what that means is you definitely do not want to pull this any further up off your face than it already is. If you're a bang wearer though, you can cut bangs into this piece and then you don't have to worry about that transition. But if you're someone who likes to take your hair and clip it up in the front, you don't have enough lace, you may be able to do it slightly a little bit right here, but honestly I've been playing with this one and I find that tricky. If you're comfortable wearing your hair just like this or with a bang, then that lace front will be fine. But if you like to style your hair up your face, I wouldn't recommend it with this one. In addition to the lace front, we also have a mono part. I'll show that to you inside the cap. This mono part is very, very densely knotted. I'm really having a hard time seeing it from the outside. There it is. So you can see it's basically the whole width of that lace front. And they call that a mini lace front. We have ear tabs with soft material over the top. All of this next to the part space. We've got an extended nape, Velcro adjusters, and it's open wefted. Actually, I'm gonna cinch this in a little bit because it's fitting me just a little big, so I have a lot of room to cinch this in further to make it fit me better, which tells me this cap is running true to average, at least on the circumference, since mine is a bit of a petite circumference at 21¼ That's better. I definitely think for the circumference, this is running more average. I really get very little extra cap up here. So I would say 𝘠Villae is known for running a little bit more petite. Where I find 𝘠Villae wigs to run petite is over the top of the head, not the circumference. I hear from a lot of wig sisters with a 22-inch or even a 22¼ circumference, but they have very petite over the top of their head measurements and are afraid to try 𝘠Villae because they hear it runs small. I know women who have a 22½ circumference that can wear 𝘠Villae wigs great because their over the top is very petite. So that's where I find 𝘠Villae caps to run small, over the top, not on the circumference. Now let me show you that mono part that I just mentioned. You can see, you really can't see down to it. I have played with this and played with this, trying to get the zigzag part out and to get it to part so that you can see it. You really can't. So honestly, on a piece like this, I would prefer there to be a little bit more of a defined part. I would pluck that part line. I have a video showing you how to pluck a part line and then use a hot comb to really give that some separation and definition. I will make sure that video is linked below. You guys, wigs aren't always 100% perfect out of the box. They do often need some customization to make it your own. Some people, they had such thick dense hair, you really couldn't even see their part line, so they'd be comfortable with this. I always had very fine hair, so I am more comfortable with a little less density on the top and a visible part line, so I just pluck my wigs. It's something that sounds scary, but if you use caution and go slow, you can make a lot of wigs better by just tweaking them a little bit, and plucking the part line is one way to do that. So let's talk about density. I would say this is more of a light density piece. There is not a lot of hair on this piece. I feel right down to cap back here. I don't have a fear that you're gonna be able to see the cap, but there isn't a lot of hair. There also isn't really any permatease on this piece. So it's low density, very flat on the top. Where this seems to have volume is this right here, because of how they have flipped out this hair with this curl pattern. It gives it volume on the sides, but this is not a voluminous piece. It doesn't have permatease. I would say this is a low density piece. If you're overwhelmed a lot by wigs because it always feels like too much up here, this one isn't gonna do that to you. But if you don't like a lot of width on the sides, because of the length and the flippies on here, it definitely has width on the sides, just not from hair, more from style. Now I mentioned that these are heat-friendly fibers. I absolutely love heat-friendly fibers on shorter pieces. If the fibers will not rub on my clothing, then I am all in when it comes to heat-friendly. The reason for that is because it's really friction that makes heat-friendly fibers hard to deal with and decreases their longevity. On a piece like this, you can see it's not touching my clothing, so I'm not going to worry about that friction being an issue, so I wouldn't have any trouble with this. So if you've avoided heat-friendly wigs because you've heard they're hard to care for, I think length really impacts and is the biggest factor in that being a true statement. The shorter the piece, no friction on your clothes, I don't find them hard to care for, and I think they've got an equal life to a regular synthetic in the case of being a shorter piece. That's been my experience at least. Let's talk about this color, Tobacco Rooted. 12.26.27. I'm so grateful that Ellen Wille includes codes with their colors, gives you a sense of what the color combination is in the color. I have a color index document that I created and it's linked on my website. I will make sure that's linked below so that if you're unfamiliar with synthetic wig colors, you can go check that out. They are not the same as human hair, so synthetic is its own unique beast. We have got this beautiful kind of a blondish auburn. So a 12, which is the base color, is a light brown. So we definitely have brunette in here. A 26 is a golden blonde, and you're seeing pops of that golden blonde, like right there. Here and there, you see a pop of golden blonde. Those are those highlights. And then we've got a 27, which is an auburn or like a strawberry blonde. So we've got a real light auburn with pops of blonde, some light brown, and then it is rooted, but you guys, this root is minimal at best. It adds a little bit of a shadow on the top, but it is not dark, it is not heavy. Look at that, you guys. It's barely noticeable at all. It's really just a shadow, which happens a lot anyway with people's hair, especially people who get their hair highlighted and colored. You know, foiled and all of that, they don't go all the way up to the root. So, overall, I think this is a fun, sassy style that isn't going to be for everybody because of all the flippies and just a really trendy, unique style. I think the one caution I'll give you is that mini lace front. Again, if you will cut bangs in your piece, don't worry about that. If you like to wear your hair like this, you never pull it up off your face, don't worry about it. It's a great feature so that you've got naturalness right here. It's just not going to be friendly if you like to pull your hair off your face. Other than that, I think it's great. And I do think, even though this is more of a luxury piece, the price point is a little bit up there. The price of wigs has kind of gotten out of control. This one isn't priced as high as a lot of the wigs I've been reviewing lately because it's got less cap features. That does keep this a little bit more budget friendly. It's not budget friendly technically, but it's a little more budget friendly than a lot of the high quality wigs I've been reviewing with a lot of cap features. Again, it is linked below. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate you so much. Let's get outside so we can see this color outside. All right, friends, this is straight out of the box. I haven't even worked with that part line yet, but I wanted to take advantage of the daylight. This is actually one of my favorite colors. I love this color. It is a really beautiful light auburn with some blonde tones, some brunette. It's just a fun, fun color. It is, I think it's November 12th. It's 63 degrees. It's Minnesota, you guys. The weather is just insane. See that root? Super, super light root. Barely, barely, barely a root. All right, there you go. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.